I wanted to race him, but I decided not to do it.
The Philadelphia Eagles heading to the nation's capital to celebrate their Super Bowl win over the Chiefs.
The team is set to meet with President Donald Trump at the White House later this afternoon. There is some uncertainty about which players are making the trip, but one of the team's biggest stars is already there.
Action News Sports Director Deuces Rogers joins us now live from the White House with a preview of today's ceremony. Hi, Deuces.
Hey there, Sarah and Alicia. Yes, we cannot get enough of that Eagles Super Bowl victory, and the Eagles get yet another chance to celebrate that today. They will take part in today's ceremony at the White House. It'll put a bow on the 2024 season as they take part in that time-honored tradition of having the president welcome them here to the White House and congratulate them in person. Now, you mentioned there's been some talk as to which Eagles players will attend today's event. Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Eagles, said a few months ago that this is an optional event, that it's up to the individual player if they want to come to this event or not. One player that we do know that is already here is Saquon Barkley. Over the weekend, the Eagles running back actually golfed with President Trump at his country club in Bedminster, New Jersey. Then Barkley flew here to D.C. with the president aboard Marine One. Barkley took some heat on social media about this, as you can imagine. He responded this morning with a tweet that essentially said this is not about politics, it's about respecting the office of the president. We are, of course, here to celebrate the Super Bowl championship team. The president actually saw a lot of the game firsthand as the Eagles destroyed the Chiefs 40-22 in Super Bowl 59 down in New Orleans.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I gotta tell you guys, this picture that we're looking at right here has a whole lot of people upset, okay? People are angry. They're melting down over Eagles running back, Super Bowl champion, Saquon Barkley hanging out with President Trump, okay? He spent part of this weekend with President Trump at the Trump National Golf Club, and he's just chilling, right? He's just hanging out with the boys, right? That's what they're doing, okay? Just chilling. And for whatever reason, liberals are losing their minds, specifically black liberals, okay? They are really, really, really upset with Saquon for hanging out with President Trump. Take a look.
Well, now we know Saquon will definitely be at the White House tomorrow. Here he is hanging out with Donald Trump a day before the Eagles make their official championship visit to the White House. When he was posted up with Ivanka Trump a couple weeks ago and I posted about it, a lot of you tried to tell me he was just being cordial. Nah, like I said, we know what he is. Like, going to the White House is one thing, which, don't get me wrong, still disgusting. But the fact that he's hanging out with him the day before, okay, we see you.
Saquon Barkley, I'm starting to notice, brother. Listen, Eagles will be, apparently from what I know, will be going to the White House Monday. That's tomorrow, right? Some players are going to be there, some players won't. But Saquon Barkley, you're taking it to the next level, brother. Chummying up with Psycho T over here. I will say this to Saquon Barkley, is that understand that a lot of people are going to feel how I feel. I actually got my Eagles shirt on right now. I just remembered. But which is, this isn't about, oh, can't a guy just be conservative? Can he be a Republican? This isn't normal to a lot of people. This person, to a lot of people, is going to be on the wrong side of history. I'm one of those people.
You know what's funny about this whole situation? A lot of people are very upset with Saquon. I'm not upset. You know why I'm not upset? Because he's that type of bro. I don't expect Saquon's weird ass to be in our corner for anything, ever. When has he ever shown that he was that type? Y'all gotta remember, bro, he's with the white woman that said all the N-words and shit and took no accountability, ever. Listen, bro, in a world of Saquon Barkley's, be a Jalen Hurts. Just be a Jalen Hurts. It's not that hard. But when you come from where Saquon comes from, you can't expect him to take a social justice stance. He don't have that bone in him. I know y'all remember seeing them videos of Saquon where he was at Penn State at the frat type parties. The only thing black about this is his skin. That's it.
Yeah, so you see, now you heard that. That is the liberal-loving, anti-racist left, right? That is the tolerance that I'm told exists on the left. Or really, it is intolerance, right? It is racism. It is hate. It is bigotry. Because they're essentially stripping Saquon Barkley of his race card, right? Because of his political affiliations, right? Because he likes to golf with President Trump. They're saying that this dude is not black. He's not black. This is what they're saying. But hanging out with the president. This is the left. This is the modern day left. If you are a black person and you decide that you want to support President Trump or Republican, this is what they think about you. This is what they will say about you. Because as a black person, apparently you can only support Democrats, right? Democrats only, or else you're not really black, okay? And these are the same people that will turn around and accuse everybody else that doesn't agree with them of selling out, right? Or being some type of racial slur, right? Or being some type of minstrel show, when the real minstrel show are the performative pro-blacks who tap dance every single time they see a black person who doesn't want to support the Democrat Party. There's a whole economy of race hustlers on YouTube whose channels are solely dedicated to hating on black conservatives, right? A black conservative is successful, these people lose their minds, right? Again, they start tap dancing immediately, right? Sell out. Racial slurs. Trying to get you back on the plantation, right? For massa, right? For the white liberal man, okay? The white liberals say, hey, go get him back, right? Go bring that black conservative back to the plantation, right? This is what they do every single time. This is what we're witnessing, okay? With Saquon Barkley. So Saquon made the mistake of trying to explain himself to these people, okay? He put out a post saying, LOL, some people are really upset because I played golf and flew to the White House with the president. Maybe I just respect the office. Not a hard concept to understand. No, it is a hard concept because these people are not high IQ people, right? We're not dealing with sophisticated thinkers. I've learned that over the last 3 or 4 weeks that, again, we're just not dealing with the brightest people. Just golfed with Barack Obama not too long ago and look forward to finishing my round with Trump. Now, y'all get out my mentions with all this politics and have amazing day. Yeah, so Saquon has responded, and the pro-blacks are really upset with Saquon's response because they are accusing him of selling out, as they always do. They're doing the tap dance.
And this is what he had to say about all the backlash. And I think it's so tone deaf. It's so stupid. But when you're rich and you that type guy, you're just out of touch. He said, get out of my mentions with the politics. You goofy ass nigga, you the one that inserted yourself into politics by doing what you did. I just think it's really funny that people were expecting more from him because he's just Pat Mahomes. The same guy, Pat Mahomes, who was just talking about how his hair is nappy. Like, come on, bro.
You mean to tell me Saquon's response to people criticizing him for hanging with Trump was that he hung out with Obama? All right. Don't try to compare Trump and Obama just because they're presidents. Trump is at 30 levels near Obama. Don't do that shit. Secondly, I don't give a fuck if it's the president or not. You not finna pay me. There's no amount of money or prestige or power you could bribe me with that would have me sitting next to a convicted felon and someone who's a blatant racist, misogynistic, homophobic asshole who deports legal U.S. citizens. Fuck you. That Super Bowl was a lose-lose situation. Real shit.
Sell out Barkley, please hush. You sold out faster than a chicken dinner after church on a Sunday. You sold out faster than Girl Scout cookies in front of a Walmart. And talking about trying to honor somebody's office that's trying to erase your history is crazy. Yeah, your new name is going to be Barkley. And throwing Obama in there trying to bring validity to who you believe you are is very late.
Okay, so Saquon, this post shows that you just don't get it. Yeah, you respect the office of the president, but the person that holds the office of the president, does he respect the people? So he doesn't even respect the office. The things that he's done, not even in the first term, so we'll just X that out, but during this term so far in 99 days, should let you know that you shouldn't be standing behind this. And if you are seen with him, which we know was a photo op for him to show that, hey, I've got this black running back from the Eagles team that rides with me, that, you know, he's going to use this against you. I would expect you to follow the lead of your QB, especially since he is a black man. he doesn't stand for the egregious things that are happening by this administration. And he is the leader of your team. So I would expect that you would ride for that. But I guess Jalen just gets it, and maybe he's an anomaly.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that, okay? There are more pro-blacks, more prominent pro-blacks, like, for example, Roland Martin, that decided to
jump in his ass. You got to jump in his ass. Jump in his ass. His ass. You got to push back immediately. Jump in his ass.
Yeah, so that's what Roland decided to do to Saquon here in this post. In response to Saquon responding to the criticism, he says, well, Saquon, you should have told real President Donald Trump to respect other presidents, women, and others. Did you tell him how he disrespected the office by leading the January 6th insurrection? Did you tell him how he lied about the 2020 election being rigged? Be better informed, bruh. Yeah, so again, these people are losing their minds. Okay, we have Jemele Hill, who is basically celebrating Jalen Hurts deciding not to participate, which is fine, right? Nobody's hurt by it. He was asked about this recently.
Are you planning on visiting the White House next week? Got it.
Yeah, so again, very awkward response. And if he doesn't want to go, fine. Am I going to boohoo, whine, and cry and say he's not black, right? Or he's not, I don't know, invited to the cookout? He's a race traitor because he doesn't want to visit Trump? Or what? Am I going to say he's selling out for the Democrat Party, right? I'm not going to say any of these things, okay? Like, if he doesn't want to go, he doesn't want to go. He may be Trump deranged, just fine, right? But am I going to get mad and boohoo, whine, and cry about it? No. The people that want to go, go. And the people that don't want to go, then they just don't want to go. Again, that is how people should see this in a normal world, right? In a normal world, if you see an athlete, celebrity, somebody hanging out with the president, is like, am I really going to cry about it? Like, it don't really matter that much. Again, these people were boohoo, whining, crying about Bill Maher having dinner with President Trump, right? They basically compared it to having dinner with Hitler, right? So they're going to be saying that Saquon, he was golfing with Hitler, right? Saquon was golfing with Hitler. This is basically how they're framing this. This is how they're framing it. These people are pathetic. I would hate to be a liberal, to be this miserable. How can you be so miserable? Your life must be so bad. You must be so unhappy. If you're so mad and upset that you're going to try to strip a man of his identity, right, over politics, it's sad. It really is. So Jemele Hill, she says, if Saquon Barkley is able to voice he's visiting with the president because he respects the office, then Jalen Hurts should be able to say they don't want to go because they object to the president. If it's scheduling conflicts, totally fine. If it's not, they should be afforded that same right of disagreement or based off their own morality. Listen, if Jalen Hurts comes out here and says that he objects to meeting with the president, that's why he's not going, instead of a scheduling conflict, this is what they're all saying, which I automatically just took as, okay, well, they just don't want to go. And that's their choice, right? That's their freedom, okay? But Jemele Hill is trying to project that onto them, right? She's saying that they object to the president, and that is why they're not going. I don't know if that's actually the case, but if they do feel that way, there's nothing stopping them from voicing that objection, right? Because that is the popular thing to do nowadays, right? On the left, okay, if you want to be a left-wing hero, is to say how much you hate the president. So again, it's not like it's going to cost him anything. He's not going to lose any endorsements. Maybe he just doesn't want to be involved in politics. Maybe, just maybe, Jalen Hurts understands that, okay, if I go to the White House and I celebrate my Super Bowl victory with the president, which is something that teams traditionally do, then the pro-black mob is going to be upset, right? They're going to be doing the exact same thing that they're doing to Saquon Barkley. So it's just better for me to stay away because I just don't want to deal with the drama. Because conservatives, we're not going to lose our minds over Jalen Hurts refusing to go. We're just going to be like, okay, well, he don't want to go. It is what it is, right? Too bad, so sad. But I'm not going to cry about it, right? It is what it is. That's how conservatives look at it, right? We don't care, right? We're going to celebrate the people who actually do show up, who want to celebrate the Super Bowl with the president, right? That's the only thing that matters to us. But again, to these people, everything has to be a political statement, right? Everything has to be a political statement. These athletes have to actively be anti-Trump, right? And that's why Jemele Hill is framing this the way that she is. She's trying to essentially put words in their mouths by saying that they object, okay? Because again, nobody is stopping them from saying that, right? They can come out and say why they don't want to go, right? And there are not going to be any consequences, okay, to be honest with you. But they're just saying they have scheduling conflicts. And, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm not going to look too deep into it. I really don't give a damn, okay? It really is about the people that want to be there, the people that want to celebrate, and that's it, right? And I don't think that Saquon should be attacked for hanging out with the president, right? I mean, it's just very sad to see how tribal some people have become in this country. And, you know, it just never seems to stop. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.